What is up, guys? Another vlog here. So just got done work and the exciting new package just came. So I'm currently running a Tamron 20 to 40. The lens is good. The 20 to 40 is good. But the issue is right now I'm sitting about 2.5, maybe 2 feet away from the lens. It has a pretty good field of view, but it's not great. So Amazon, I got a new lens. So I'm gonna grab my scissors and open this thing up. Well, the package I've been waiting for all day has arrived. It was a hard pill to swallow. Was not cheap by any means. But with this trip to Germany coming up in the next 2 weeks, I really wanted to get a new lens that was going to be able to capture a little bit more, and also have Katarina and myself in the field of view at all times. So I'm going to be ditching the 20 to 40 for this trip, I think, and going to add this to my bag. I always have trouble opening this up with these little tabs. So let's see, got some instructions. Put that to the side, and this is the exciting part. So they give you a very nice little pouch here, nice zipper in it. This is what warrants the $1,500 price tag. Actually, $1,600 price tag. So very, very nice pouch. But here is the lens. So this lens weighs in at just over 1 pound. I think it's like 460 grams. So it's actually a fairly light lens, and it keeps the center of gravity, pretty central, compared to some of the longer lenses like the 12 to 24, the 16 to 35, where it's gonna be a little bit more front heavy. So this is the lens. So it has a adjustable aperture here. You have your click on and off. I'm not really too sure what that is, what that button is for. Had to look into that a little bit. Then you have your autofocus and manual focus. From what I read, you can change this button to basically do different things, whether you want to have it changing, maybe like a zoom, like a digital zoom, or your exposure, or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure this is pretty versatile, this button. And then here is the lens with the cover off. It has a really nice cover here. Kind of clicks right in. It actually holds very well. Little clamping style front cover. And this thing is beautiful. It's very nice. So it has a built-in sunshade. Stays on there permanently. Some of the other ones, like this one, for example, this is the lens that came with my camera. This is a 28 to 70, and this sunshade twists off, goes back on, just like that. So this one is fixed on here, so it's permanent. And then you have, this is the back of the lens, which actually goes onto the camera, and this is where you can put those little gel, UV filters, I guess. You can cut them out and put them on the back end, back here. So, super, super cool. I'm excited to try this on. So, let's see how much different this thing looks compared to the 20 to 40 at the widest setting on 20 millimeters. This is a 14 millimeter, so gonna test this out real quick. Okay, so this is the 20 millimeter setting on my 20 to 40 Tamron. I'm gonna try out the 14 millimeter and just kind of see how the perspective changes in my room. So I'm not gonna change the camera position at all. It's gonna stay exactly the same. I'm just gonna kind of see what the field of view does and how it kind of reacts, how the difference is with that. It's gonna react the same, but it's just gonna be wider. So it should, from what I read, there's no distortion on this lens, or very, very minimal. Being that it's a 14 millimeter wide angle lens, or ultra wide angle lens, it handles very well. Some of the other wide lenses actually have distortion in the corners, so you'll start seeing some stretching, and basically just makes everything look a little tacky. but you can kind of crop it on that digitally if you want to reduce that on other lenses. You can also do the same thing on this, which essentially is just the built-in stabilization for the camera. You basically just crop it a little bit. So it might turn a 14 millimeter into a 15 or 16 millimeter lens comparison, but it gives you a nice steady shot. And I gotta say, the lens I'm using right now, the 20 millimeter, it is on active stabilization. So digitally it is cropping a little bit. So right now it's probably set around a 21 to 22 millimeter comparison lens from what, from my knowledge. So without further ado, let's throw on the new lens. Wow, okay. It's a lot different. I knew it was gonna be a lot wider. I didn't know it was gonna be this wide, but I gotta say it looks very, very good. So I'm in a pretty small workspace here. I'm in the corner of my room. I'm in a 12 by 12 room. And let's see, from right here, this is about off to the right of the camera. I don't know, maybe 2 feet. It's fully capturing me. I mean, I'm only 2 feet from the camera. I'm at the same distance as before. And the camera hasn't moved, maybe a smidge, but not nothing dramatic. And it's capturing everything very well. So this was the lens I just used. This was my 20 to 40 Tamron lens. You can see right there. Ooh. So this lens has, the lens I'm currently using right now, the 14 millimeter, has a 9.8 inch autofocus range. Or focus range. So you could basically be essentially 10 inches away from the lens and it'll be fully in focus. I think it's a little bit better than the 20 to 40, but I'm not fully sure. I haven't tested that out. But this was the old lens. Nothing too special. It was only a $700 lens, so it's definitely good. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't nothing like top of the line. So this is the lens I'm using right now, the 14 millimeter, is a G-Master. So it's Sony's highest end glass lens. And then this again is the 28 to 70 lens, which came factory with the camera I'm using. So huge improvement from this one. The 28 to 70 is entry level, terrible lens honestly. The Tamron 20 to 40 is a much better lens. And I had never had any issues with this lens. Like this, I've only used it for a couple months, but it performs very well. I feel like it's a little slow to focus in comparison to the 14 that I'm noticing so far. But it's also just like, it's not a high-end lens. It's only a $700 lens, so it's not apples to apples. So, stock lens, 20 to 40 lens, 14 millimeter lens. These are my 3 lenses I have so far. New lens, I'm super stoked. A lot more table content here, reviews and whatnot. This is my first review, so it's obviously has room for improvement. Every video is gonna, but basically it's just my first step into doing review videos and, see where it goes. Anything you guys can say in the comments, I genuinely appreciate it. I will reply to everybody who comments, and I promise you guys that. So, leave some input and anything you guys wanna see reviewed, whatnot. I'll buy anything and review it. I do not care, I'll buy anything. Unless it's, $50,000, and I'll probably have to wait for that one, but still. Gonna be doing as many reviews as possible, and also a lot of travel videos, with scuba diving, traveling, overlanding. I'm a private pilot, so aviation, all that kind of stuff's gonna be in these next few videos. So definitely subscribe.